All right, what's going on, tycoons? Super excited for today's video. We are going to be looking at the beacon chain. Okay, and just going a quick update over the beacon chain and how Ethereum is switching from proof of work to proof of stake. Okay, so here we are on Ethereum.org. Okay, and it's basically just giving you an overview of what the beacon chain is. All right, and I'll go ahead and read that to you guys just to kind of inform you in case you guys don't know about it, or you do know about it. You can watch this video and get an update, maybe hear something you didn't know about it. Okay, so stake your ETH to become an Ethereum validator. Staking is a public good for the Ethereum ecosystem. You can help secure the network and earn rewards in the process. All right, so staking is the act of depositing 32 ETH to activate validator software. As a validator, you'll be responsible for storing data, processing transactions, and adding new blocks to the blockchain. This will keep Ethereum secure for everyone and earn you new ETH in the process. This process, known as proof of stake, is being introduced by the beacon chain. All right, and the beacon chain just went live on December 2nd. So it's been about 6 days. All right. So there's rewards are given for actions that help the network reach consensus. You'll get rewards for batching transactions into a new block or checking the work of other validators because that's what keeps the chain running securely. The risks, although you can earn rewards for doing work that benefits the network, you can lose ETH for malicious actions, going offline, and failing to validate. Requirements. You'll need 32 ETH to become a full validator or some ETH to join a staking pool. You'll also need to run an ETH1 or mainnet client. The Launchpad will walk you through the process and hardware requirements. Alternatively, you can use a backend API. How to stake. It just all depends on how much you are willing to stake. You'll need 32 to become a full validator, but it's possible to stake less. All right. So basically, if you go less than 32 ETH, you'd be joining a pool, okay, a staking pool, essentially. All right. So currently withdrawals will not be live. Okay, you won't be able to withdraw your stake until future upgrades are deployed. Withdrawals will be available in a minor upgrade following the merge of mainnet with the beacon chain. Okay, so beacon chain just went live December 2nd, as I was saying. They're still getting it up and running. All right, but that's why I'm making this video, because it's not fully formed yet. Okay, there still are some upgrades and updates in store, but this is the very beginning, all right, of the next phase of the internet and just blockchain in general. Okay, is it was outdated, proof of work, mining, bad for the economy and all this stuff, and Ethereum's now switched to proof of stake, and the whole entire crypto community is evolving currently with Web 3.0 and DeFi and yield farming, liquidity providing. All right, there's a lot of stuff going on. So let's go back into the beacon chain. So stake solo and run a validator. To begin the staking process, you'll need to use the ETH2 launchpad. This will walk you through all of the setup. Part of staking is running an ETH2 client, which is a local copy of the blockchain. This can take a while to download on your computer. All right. And then you want to check the deposit address. Okay, if you've already followed the setup instructions, you'll need to send a transaction to the staking deposit contract. We recommend you check the address very carefully. You can find the official address on Ethereum.org and other trusted sites. Okay, so if you want to join the staker community, all right, there's a Reddit page /ETH staker. Okay, this is what it looks like right here. All right, and you can just join the ETH staking community. All right, and just get some updates. All right, so that's the Reddit page right there. Proof of stake explained. Staking is what you need to do to become a validator in a proof of stake system. This is a consensus mechanism that is going to replace the proof of work system currently in place. Consensus mechanisms are what keep blockchains like Ethereum secure and decentralized. Proof of stake helps secure the network in a number of ways. Your ETH is at stake. Because you have to stake your ETH in order to validate transactions and create new blocks, you can lose it if you try to decide and cheat the system. All right. More validators, more security. In a blockchain like Ethereum, it is possible to censor and reorder transactions to suit you if you control a majority of the network. But to control a majority of the network, you need a majority of validators. And for this, you need to control a majority of the ETH in the system. That's a lot. They're right about that. This amount of ETH grows every time a new validator enters the system, bolstering the security of the network. Proof of work, the security model proof of stake will replace, requires the validators, aka miners, to have specialist hardware and lots of physical space. Entering the system as a miner is difficult, so security against majority attacks doesn't increase as much. Proof of stake doesn't have these requirements, which would grow the network and its resistance to majority attacks to sizes that aren't possible with proof of work. Okay, so it's a big upgrade from proof of work, this the whole proof of stake thing. Okay, here's some highlights of the proof of stake and ETH2 upgrades. Okay, proof of stake is managed by the beacon chain. Ethereum will have a proof of stake beacon chain and a proof of work mainnet for the foreseeable future. Mainnet is the Ethereum we've been using for years. Okay, so they just launched the beacon chain, and eventually these will integrate, okay, and come together. During this time, stakers will be adding new blocks to the beacon chain, but not processing mainnet transactions. Ethereum will be fully transitioned to a proof of stake system once the Ethereum mainnet merges with the beacon chain. All right. So I have the mainnet out. That's what everybody's working on. And ETH 2.0 and the beacon chain is the new thing that eventually will merge and take over the whole proof of work system in a whole. Okay. So a minor upgrade will follow to enable withdrawal of staked funds. All right. And the whole concept behind staking is not, selling, is buy and hodl and stake. All right. So they're really encouraging that. And a lot of altcoins and new coins, coming out are offering some insane rewards. What are the benefits of staking to Ethereum? It's more sustainable. Validators don't need energy intensive computers in order to participate in a proof of stake system, just a laptop or smartphone. This will make Ethereum better for the environment, which has been one of the main concerns. Elon Musk brought it up, saying big, basically the environmental concerns. All right. It's also going to be more accessible with easier hardware requirements and the opportunity to pool if you don't have 32 ETH. More people will be able to join the network. This will make Ethereum more decentralized and secure by decreasing the attack surface area. And then it unlocks sharding. Okay, so sharding is only possible with the proof of stake system. Sharding is a proof of work system that will dilute the amount of computing power needed to corrupt the network, making it easier for malicious miners to control shards. This isn't the case with randomly assigned stakers in proof of stake. All right, and so that's basically in summary the beacon chain page on ethereum.org. All right, so that's a summary of it, what it is. I'm going to go into sharding real quick just because sharding is really interesting, and I'll go ahead and read up on that for you guys. So sharding, all right, is a multi-phase upgrade to improve Ethereum scalability and capacity. Shard chains spread the network's load across 64 new chains. They make it easier to run a node by keeping hardware requirements low. This upgrade is planned to follow the merge of mainnet with the beacon chain. All right. So that was last updated November 5th, about a month ago. December 2nd, beacon chain launched. All right. So once mainnet and the beacon chain merge together, all right, sharding is looking to, come about. All right, so when it's shipping, roughly 2022. Shard change could ship sometime in 2022, depending on how quickly work progresses after the merge. These shards will give Ethereum more capacity to store and access data, but they won't be used for executing code. The details of this are still being figured out. So what is sharding? Sharding is the process of splitting a database horizontally to spread the load. It's a common concept in computer science, and in Ethereum context, sharding will reduce network congestion and increase transactions per second by creating new chains known as shards. This is important for reasons other than scalability. Okay, so some of the features of sharding is everyone can run a node. All right, a node is basically the computer that staking or mining. All right, call them nodes. So sharding is a good way to scale if you want to keep things decentralized, as the alternative is to scale by increasing the size of the existing database. All right, so this would make Ethereum less accessible for network validators because they need powerful and expensive computers. With shard chains, validators only need to store/run data for the shard they're validating, not the entire network, which is what happens today currently. So this speeds things up and drastically reduces hardware requirements. Okay. So hopefully that made sense to you guys. So they are instead of basically like making the Ethereum network bigger, right? What they're doing is they're just like compartmentalizing it and compressing it with sharding. And then, people would just be able to validate against a shard versus having to validate against the whole network. All right, so more network participation. Sharding will eventually let you run Ethereum on a personal laptop or phone. So more people should be able to participate or run clients in a sharded Ethereum. This will increase security because the more decentralized the network, the smaller the attack surface area. With lower hardware requirements, sharding will make it easier to run clients on your own without relying on any intermediary services at all. And if you can, consider running multiple clients. This can help network health by further reducing points of failure. All right. So at first, you'll need to run a mainnet client at the same time as your ETH2 client. The Launchpad will walk you through the hardware requirements and process. Alternatively, you can use a backend API, like we said earlier. Okay. So the first version of shard chains is going to be dated availability. When the first shard chains are shipped, they will just provide extra data to the network. They won't handle transactions or smart contracts, but they'll still offer incredible improvements to transactions per second when combined with rollups. Rollups are a layer 2 technology that exists today. They allow dApps to bundle or roll up transactions into a single transaction off-chain, generate a cryptographic proof, and then submit it to the chain. This reduces the data needed for a transaction. Combine this with all the extra data availability provided by shards, and you get 100,000 transactions per second. All right. So given recent progress in layer 2 scaling, solution research, and development, this has prompted the prioritization of the merge upgrade ahead of shard chains. These will be the focus following mainnet transition to proof of stake. Shard chains version 2, code execution. The plan was always to add extra functionality to shards to make them more like the Ethereum mainnet today. This would allow them to store and execute smart contracts and handle accounts. But considering the transactions per second boost that version 1 shards provide, does this still need to happen? This is still being debated in the community, and it seems like there are a few options. So do shards need code execution? Vitalik Buterin, when talking to Bankless Podcast, presented 3 potential options that are worth discussing. All right. One is that state execution is not needed. All right. So this would mean we don't give shards the capability to handle smart contracts and just leave them as data depots. Or 2, we have some execution shards. All right. So perhaps there's a compromise where we don't need all shards, 64 planned right now, to be smarter. We could add this functionality to a few and leave the rest. This could speed the delivery up. Or 3, we wait until we can do zero knowledge snarks. Okay, so ZK snarks. All right, so we have ZK rollups, and they're looking at waiting until we do ZK snarks. So finally, perhaps we should revisit this debate when ZK snarks are firmed up. This is a technology that could bring truly private transactions to the network. It's likely that they'll require smarter shards, but they're still in research and development. All right. And here we have some other sources. Okay, the relationship between upgrades, the ETH2 upgrades are all somewhat interrelated. So let's recap how the shard chains relate the other upgrades. Shards and the beacon chain. The beacon chain contains all the logic for keeping shards secure and synced up. The beacon chain will coordinate the stakers in the network, assigning them to shards they need to work on. And it will also facilitate communication between shards by receiving and storing shard transaction data that is accessible by other shards. This will give shards a snapshot of Ethereum state to keep everything up to date. Shards in the merge, by the time additional shards are added, Ethereum mainnet will already be secured by the beacon chain using proof of stake. This enables a fertile mainnet to build shard chains off of, powered by layer 2 solutions that supercharge the scalability. It remains to be seen whether mainnet will exist as the only smart shard that can handle code execution, but either way, the decision to expand shards can be revisited as needed. All right, and if you want to read more, we have some more things right here. Okay, so that's just an overview, basically, guys, of the beacon chain. What is the beacon chain? And hopefully, this made a little bit of sense to you guys, and you can clear some things up. Okay, blockchain and crypto is going through a major wave. All right, and the wave is proof of stake. All right, we're eliminating the proof of work, not totally, but slowly we're trying to do that, which has been one of the main you could say downfalls of crypto so far has been the proof of work concept and the mining, etc. That was needed basically for the power to do all of that. So this is much more better for the environment, and going to be really interesting to see how all of this plays out in the future. All right, so thank you guys for watching this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you want to know a little bit more about staking, click this video right here. All right, I've got a video breaking down staking and what to do. All right, and just a little a little more simple breakdown of staking and what is staking, okay? Because we've been talking about staking a lot in this video, so click on that if you want to get a little bit better understanding of staking.